to be honest, I only think it's right that I wear these for today's video. I actually made these along with some others over the last couple of months ready for this Disney trip. If you are interested in how I made these, I am actually going to do a tutorial and show you how I did it, and I think I will show you the collection that I have created over the last couple of years because I love them so much. And I actually can't sew, so this is all with a hot glue gun, and so far so good. They're all doing really well. I'm like admiring them all on my wall behind me while I'm doing this like they're my babies. Anyway, that's beside the point. That was an unnecessary detour. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I hope you're all okay, and welcome to a brand new video. We're officially on the count, like the proper countdown. We've hit the 100-day mark. By the time that we share this, I'm probably hit the 50 mark. Maybe even it's a month away, who knows. By the time that this video goes out, we could almost be there. Creating the videos hasn't been my forte the last couple of months, as you may have noticed. But this is one of those videos that I've really wanted to do. I don't actually care how long this takes me to get uploaded. I wanted to share it. And today's video is just a bucket list of things I want to get done while we're in Walt Disney World, while we're in Florida, while we are on our holiday. I thought the best thing I could do is condense it down to a list and share with you some of the top things that I really want to do while we're there. I'll be honest, some of them are probably really silly, or some of them are like the most basic thing, like ride a ride or eat some food. But it's a top priority while we're there, so we're going to go do it. And if I've put it down on a video, if I've put it down on a list, hopefully I don't miss it out. When we originally booked this trip, we had like 300 and something days to go, so I've had quite a lengthy amount of time to plan this. I've created lists upon lists, I've made plans upon plans, and have realised that it's probably just not going to be possible for me to do everything that I want. And if you haven't seen any of my other videos, you might not be aware of this, but this is like a dream holiday. Like, the original reason for this trip is to celebrate mine and my partner's 30th birthdays. His was in 2021 and mine's going to be in 2023. So, and while I was actually going to treat him to a holiday in New York, we've decided that we're going to go to Florida for 2 weeks. And I'm not complaining because I think I've ended up winning in the end. But it was his choice. I did not take this holiday away from him. This was his choice. I said, we can either go to New York or we can do Florida. And he said Florida. So I'm not going to get in trouble for that. Because it is a dream holiday. I've spent a lot of my almost 30 years dreaming, literally dreaming of this trip. So I thought a way of managing to condense it down is just make a list of all of the top priority things that I want to do while we're there, and hopefully we can tick most of them off. So what I've done for this is I've condensed it down. I've got my general list with anything to do with Florida and to do with Disney. I kind of wish now that I prepped it and added some Universal into it, but my brain didn't think about that at the time, and now it's too late. I've then also split it into the 4 parks and then just kind of made a small list for each one of those. You can kind of tell which park I'm most excited for and which parks I'm not quite sure about yet. If you think you know which one that is, leave a comment down below and I will let you know if you're right or wrong. Not that I can offer you a prize or anything, but I just want to know if you can guess it. Before this intro gets too long, I'm going straight into it. Okay, so one of the most basic things that I want to do is just visit every park. Like, that's it. Like, and I know we've got 2 weeks, but part of me's got it in my head that we're going to miss something, like miss a park. And we're not going to, because I've made all the reservations now. We're going to every park at least twice, maybe at least once. But my brain's telling me that we're not going to make it, so visit every park. That is a must do. And then with that, I want to get a photo with every park icon, because I mean, it's only right while you're there. I'm going to get all different angles, all different shots. I'm going to expect Josh on the floor taking some high up photos. He is not ready for this. Also another pretty basic one, and I know I'm going to do it because I don't think you can get anywhere in Magic Kingdom without it, but I just want to experience that first time walking down Main Street. These are going to sound so daft. They're going to sound so silly, but this is what I want. I just want to walk down Main Street, and I'm so excited for it. And I know everyone else does it when they see the castle and they start crying. I've already pre-warned Josh that that's going to be me, and I don't think he actually believes me, but you know, could happen. So I started collecting pins in my early 20s. I got a lanyard and I ordered some pins. They're probably all fakes. I think I got them on eBay. And ever since, whenever I've gone to Disneyland Paris, I've always managed to pick up a pin to kind of commemorate that trip. So what I want to do while we're there is actually do my very first pin trade-in. I'm not going to use any of my pins that I'm collecting. I'm going to take those with me, and I'm probably going to wear my lanyard because that's just something I've always wanted to do. I'm going to go get a pin and do my very first pin trade-in. I'd rather collect them than trade them, but I do want to see what it's like. I want to try to rope drop each park at least once. I am going with Josh, who's going to need a little bit extra sleep than I am. I'm kind of having to get used to the idea that I'm probably not going to be allowed to be up at 6 AM every day. But if I could just see rope drop in each of the parks at least once, I'm going to be happy. And then following on from that, I do want to watch the fireworks. Again, probably an unpopular opinion, but I am happy to just watch them once and then I've seen it. Any of my other trips when I've gone with people, we have only ever really watched the night shows once, maybe twice at a push. Just because once you've seen it, which I know is going to upset a lot of people, but I would much rather get into an early dining reservation and eat rather than be in a very busy park. So I also really want to try Joffrey's for the very first time. I was planning it with Josh recently, and I was like, can we just go find a Joffrey's please for breakfast? So that might be what we do. Following on from not being able to wake up at 6 AM every day, a few of the days we have decided that we won't always go into the parks. One of those days I'd really like to just resort hop. I'd really like the chance to go see all of the hotels, go get some photos in them, just experience them. I've got beignets on the list. Oh crap, what hotel's that in? I want to get beignets from the hotel. Is it Port Orleans? I want to get beignets, and I know that you have to get them from a hotel, so I want to go do that. I want to see the Contemporary because that looks really cool. I want to go see all of the designs around Pop Century and all of those hotels. I'm happy to leave Josh in the hotel at this point. If he needs to sleep in, I'm happy to go do a little whistle stop tour of all of the hotels and just check everything out because they all look so pretty, and we're going to be staying in like the lowest budget hotel. So as much as I'm excited for that, like I'm really looking forward to being there. I am excited to see the level of what you can get for your money, and I'm going to go do a little bit of a wonder. I think it'll be a really nice way to spend a weekend. Everyone else can go into the parks, and I'm going to go check out the hotels. And then with that, I want to try and ride at the Skyliner. It's actually going to be closed for a week of our holiday, so we're going to have to do it in the first week rather than the second week, but that's okay. I'm scared of heights. I'm petrified of being like in the air and it's stopping and just like shaking. I'm a thrill seeker when it comes to roller coasters. I love a ride, love them. I don't mind flying. I'm pretty happy up in the air. Something about a height where I feel like I can drop petrifies me, and those Skyliners just do it for me, like the one at Alton Towers. I was traumatised when I went with a group of friends. Like I said, we're at the low budget hotel. We're not going to be on the Skyliner route, so it's not going to be much of an effect for us. I just want to go on it once. I do need to buy my special occasion pin. I'm going to be a bit more spoilt for choice on this holiday because I think there's a lot more pins available than there usually is in Paris. So it might take me a couple of days to choose. So on my other trips I've picked up pins for like things that we've done. We went on a day trip to Paris, so I picked up one with Minnie Mouse and the Eiffel Tower. I've got one for our hotel that we've stayed in. I've got one for just being at the park because it was like my first like trip without my family. All of the pins that I have a story behind them. I want to get a magic band, and that's it. Maybe the Magic Band Plus, but that might be a little bit of a step too far. I also want to go to the Character Warehouse and just shop for a little bit. I don't want to do a lot of shopping while we're there, but just checking out the Character Warehouse is something I'm into. I also want to go thrift shopping. There is a couple in the Kissimmee area that I do want to go to. I've got a list, I'm prepped, I'm ready. I follow a girl on Instagram that goes to these places. I can't wait to do a bit of thrift shopping. Again, basic, but I want to spend my evenings at Disney Springs. I know it's busier in the evenings than it is in the daytime. We probably won't spend a lot of our time at Disney Springs, but just a couple of the evenings. That does also mean that I want to find the things that have Orange Bird. I think there's like a mural or wall art, or there's like a shop. I don't know what there is. I want to discover what Orange Bird is about. There is a McDonald's at our hotel, and I just want to have McDonald's. That's it. I have asked if our first meal can be at McDonald's, and when I tell you, I think the first day is going to be the best day. I also want to go and eat breakfast at Denny's and IHOP. Like, that's a must. We're doing it. I don't care. We're also going to go to Giordano's for a Chicago Town pizza. Josh has been telling all of his friends about it, and apparently everyone is thrilled about this, so I'm very excited to try that out. I'm currently putting together a list of places where I want to take my photos. If you stumbled upon this video and you have no idea who I am or what's going on here, I have an Instagram account. I will leave it around here. I take pictures, I upload pictures, and there is going to be a big focus on getting photos for the gram on this holiday. I am trying to be as prepped as anything, and I'm going to find these spots and I'm going to tick them off my list. The first one is literally just having popcorn and a coffee on Main Street. I don't know why those two items, but they're apparently what I want. Popcorn is a pretty big thing in Disney, isn't it? Like, I'm this tempted to get a popcorn bucket, but I'm not too sure because I don't know how we're going to get it home. We've got nowhere to store it, but I do just want to try some of the popcorn and a coffee. So this is probably going to be my breakfast one day. I also want to have lunch on the grass outside of the castle. People take some really cute photos like on this little patch of grass, and I just want to sit down, take in the atmosphere, have lunch, and just maybe cry for an hour. I do also want to make the most of Photo Pass. I'm going to be collecting as many as I can from the rides. I'm going to be taking as many opportunities as possible whenever we see someone. I know they're not always the best, but I'm going to try. I'm going to get as many as I can. But the one, like, top priority is getting one outside of the castle, because it's going to be difficult getting photos of me and Josh together. So if that's the only one I get of us together all holiday, that's fine, as long as I've got it. I also want to stay at the park for as long as possible after closing time. We've done it in Paris before. We weren't the last people there. So as the crowds are leaving, we kind of hang back, and then you can kind of be one of the last few people in the park. It's a good opportunity for an empty park photo, and I just kind of want to take in like that moment of calm while being somewhere that's usually so busy. I want to ride all the mountains. I want to ride Space Mountain because it's one of my favourites in Disneyland Paris. I want to ride Big Thunder Mountain because I've missed it the last couple of times that I've been in Disneyland Paris. And I want to ride Splash Mountain before it closes. But I want to ride them, and I want to get on those rides. I also really want to ride the teacups and the carousel. I want to eat at Casey's Corner. I really like it in Disneyland Paris, so I just kind of want to see how it compares. And then weirdly, I want to find the Rapunzel toilets to take photos. Like I've said before, I'm not a massive fan of the shows and everything, but I will want to watch the parade at least once. I'm going to make it a priority that one of our first rides we go on is It's a Small World, because it feels like a tradition. And I want to ride the People Mover. First of all, I want to ride the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, and I am bricking it for getting on that queue. I'm petrified of having to wake up before 7 and getting on that ride, but I'm going to do it. So I'm actually a fussy eater. But I do want to try at least one food or snack from all of the places around the world. I'm going to make that a priority. Make that something I try. I also really want to ride Journey into the Imagination with Figment, because I want to know what the fuss is about with Figment. He looks cute, but I don't understand it, and maybe once I go, I'll get it. I really want to watch Harmonious. I'm really desperate to eat at Space 220. I don't think we're going to get reservations, and I haven't told Josh yet, but I am going to try and get us a table there, and if we do, it's going to be his birthday treat because it looks really fun. I also really want to try the fish and chips at the Yorkshire County Fish and Chips. I mean, what's a British person without trying the fish and chips in the British pavilion of around the world? I've got to see how it compares. And we're actually going to be there for Festival of the Arts, so I just want to check it out. And I also want to try funnel cake, and you can probably get that from all of the other parks, but I've seen everyone eat it at Epcot. We're going to get funnel cake, and I'm going to try it because it looks banging. I just want to find the Tree of Life and cry. I've always wanted to go to Animal Kingdom since watching the episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and that sounds bonkers, but there was an episode they were in, I remember them specifically being in Animal Kingdom, and ever since I've just wanted to go there. I just wanted to see it because Sabrina was there. I'm also really intrigued to see what It's Fun to Be a Bug's all about, because I don't get it. Like, people seem to talk about it and then they never know what they're on about. I'm also really intrigued to see what the cheeseburger bow buns are about. I'm probably going to hate them, but I really want to try them. We also both really want to ride Flight of Passage. So we've actually got Genie Plus, so we should be okay when we get there. No, because it's on Lightning Lane, isn't it? We do actually have Genie Plus, but we may have to pay for this one. I think it's still a Lightning Lane. I'm happy to do that. There's also a really specific photo spot. I think it's like hidden down a little like corner, and it's got Mickey Mouse, and I think there's a bike there, and I just want to find it. I also really want to ride Everest, and bonus if we manage to get to the front row, because I've seen people's vlogs and it looks incredible from that spot. Like as you get to the top, I will shit my pants, but also really want to do it. I also really want to see Pandora lit up at night. It looks so beautiful. And then the last thing for Animal Kingdom is I just want to try the Night Blossom drink. It looks intriguing, so I'm going to try it. I just want to ride Tower of Terror. If you know, you know. Tower of Terror in Paris is my absolute favourite ride. All-time favourite ride. The best ride ever. So I'm really, really, really intrigued. I'm that excited. I want to see if it's just as good. I might actually have to go on that one alone. Josh has back issues and doesn't think they can take the drop. Even if I have to wait for 2 hours on my own, I'm going to leave Josh at a coffee shop. He's going to sit there, he's going to stay, he's going to wait, and I'm going to go and ride the ride. Again, photo. You can tell that I'm a content creator because my brain is on photos all the time. There are so many cute spots down Sunset Boulevard that there's a list forming, and that's what I want to do. I want to get as many photos down Sunset Boulevard before we do anything else. This sounds going to sound really silly because of course you're going to do it. I just want to spend some time in Galaxy's Edge. And with that I also want to try and find an experience to book Josh onto for the Star Wars, because I think you can either like build your own droid or you can build your own lightsaber. I think the lightsaber one is like $200 and it's probably a little bit out of my budget, but I'd love to be able to take him to do that. And if not, maybe we'll build him a droid. But I think because it's such like a place that Josh is going to enjoy, but we'll have to see. Just because things are expensive, man. Like, my budget is not that big. I really want to ride Rise of the Resistance. I'm not too bothered about Smuggler's Run, but I really, really want to go on Rise of the Resistance. And I also really want to try the blue milk. At the point of filming this, it's actually 2 weeks until I can start making our dining reservations, and I really want to get us a reservation for Ogre's Cantina. Hopefully on an evening so we can actually have a cocktail. Even if we have to go at 9 o'clock in the morning, that's fine. We can have mocktails. We're not big drinkers anymore. I just want to be there. I just want to experience it. So now we've left Star Wars and I really want to ride. What's the name of it? Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway. Okay, cool. I really want to ride Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway. And then I also really want to spend some time in Toy Story Land. Again, controversial. Not a huge fan. And I feel like you're all going to have a go at me for that. But Sid scared me when I was a kid and there's just been no bringing it back. Like, they're good films. Like, I cried at the second one. I cried at the third one. I cried at the fourth one. They're good in the moment, they're just not my favourite. But I am really excited to look at everything in that area. The attention to detail is like spot on. I also really want to ride Slinky Dog Dash. It looks great no matter what time of day you go on it. But something about watching vlogs where people ride it at night, like it looks incredible. And I want to do that. And the last thing is I just want to eat at Andy's lunchbox. Those grilled cheese sandwiches, and I think you get soup. Like, it looks great. And that's it, that's everything. As I said, everything was very basic, everything was very minimal, not very exciting. But I wanted to make sure it was things that we could definitely get done, that don't require a lot of planning in advance, and things that we just kind of can slot into our day. If I don't manage to get it all done, I don't manage to get it all done. That's fine, we'll just have to consider booking another trip. But if we don't, we don't. If I've missed anything off the list and you can recommend me something to do, please do let me know. Leave it in the comments below. You can always follow me on Instagram at SarahLaurenBlogs and send me a message and let me know what you think I need to do. What's something you'd really recommend? What do you think I shouldn't miss? What, just everything, anything and everything. I am taking people's suggestions on board like there's no tomorrow. Like, you can tell me whatever you want and I will listen to it. Thank you for listening to my bucket list. I know it was silly, it probably isn't worth watching. Please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, follow me along for this little crazy journey that we're going on together, and I'll see you in my next video. See you later, guys.